Hello. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, I'm going to be doing a video about my supplements soon, probably next week. So stay tuned if you want to know what I'm actually taking in supplement wise for my cutting stage. But this is a little extra video today. Obviously, it's going around, the whole Greg DOUCETTE, Brandon Harding. Who's telling the truth? Why has he left him? Is it because Brandon's now so obsessed of himself that he wants to do stuff his own way, YouTube, to do stuff that he wants to do to look good on YouTube, not really listening, and they had an argument? Or is Greg just the typical person you see on YouTube, in your face, doesn't care what he says, and basically a typical Canadian, like...
Terence, why would you call me a pig fucker?
Well, let's see. First of all, you fuck pigs.
Oh yeah!
Like them. Remember them from South Park? Has happened, and it just came out of the blue. And we do not know why. Brandon's put stuff that he's now said he's regretted, but after Greg's video saying stuff, Brandon brought out another video saying stuff back, saying he's a bad coach, etc. It seems a bit of tit for tat. So then, what has actually happened with Brandon Harding and Greg DOUCETTE? Everything seemed fine. They were training together, meeting up, and everything seemed fine. Brandon looked at his best shape I've ever seen him when he's on a bulk. He looked leaner, looked bigger. He was the biggest he's ever been, and it all seemed fine. Obviously they got more subscribers because obviously from different areas as well. So everything seemed a win-win situation. But what really has happened, no one actually knows. It's basically if your team Harding or your team Douche. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my perspective on things. Who do you think I think is actually telling the truth? Who is more in the right or in the wrong? And why I actually think Brandon has just totally got rid of Greg. So then, if you don't know about this situation, obviously, if you don't know about this situation, where have you been? Brandon Harding is one of the biggest YouTubers now in fitness. He's really popular, he's growing, he's only a young, and he wants to be a pro bodybuilder. He slated Brandon Harding. He does slate a lot of people in the business, and Harding got back to him. They've had a discussion about it. He said he'd coach him, show him the right way how to look good, take obviously all the gear, and that was the end of the story. After that, it all went good. He was getting bigger, he was looking leaner, they was doing videos together, and then boom, this happened. So why has he just suddenly got rid of Greg? There's quite a few reasons why I think he has. I'll tell you about him in a bit, because also, if you don't know, I'm not a great big fan of Greg DOUCETTE. After he slated me and called me a moron about my opinion on Matt Does Fitness. A video is up here now, and basically he DM'd me saying, haha, you're a small YouTuber, hope you got your 50 views, hope it was worth it. I never said this. And he contradicted himself, because I was sticking up for Matt Does Fitness when he also said that Mike Thurston was natural, but he said Matt wasn't natural. And I've met them both at Body Power, and they are basically the same size. Matt's just a bit taller, that's it. There is no difference, at all. Matt's got bigger legs because he does a lot of squatting, where Mike doesn't. And it went on. I got loads of DMs, and I will show you them through the actual video. See, it's showing you how actual nasty Greg can be. And this is to me what he could be like to somebody like Brandon Harding. Anyway, we found out that Brandon Harding has now got a new coach called Callum. I don't know much about Callum. I haven't really researched on Callum, but by what I've heard, he's a really good coach. But so was Greg. So why has he got rid of him? The reasons are, what I think is, there's quite a few. From what I think of Greg, he is very, very arrogant. He has it his own way. If you don't do it, then he will basically slate you, right? If you publicly slate him, he will bite back, you know. He doesn't care who you are, obviously, if you know his videos. And it's his way or no way. I think he's a very driven person who will bite at you and tell you to do it his way. He doesn't care. He does not care. That is his way. He's very arrogant. And I will show you now. These are the messages, what he put on. And I'm not going to read through it. I'm just going to leave it on the side for a bit so you can read through and you can see how nasty this person is. I'm not really a sort of person to talk back to, because I will give as good as he gets. But as you can see how arrogant he is, saying how big he is. I make all this money from YouTube and this and that. And you know what? I might actually message Brandon Harding these messages and tell him that basically, mate, fair play to you for getting rid of him. Is it because he's a bit of an arrogant twat? Because this is what he sent me because I was sticking up for Matt, you know. And I wonder if Brandon would actually reply back. He might, because he's a genuine, decent person, Brandon. I've never met him, but obviously I know some people who have met him, and he will spend time with you, 15 minutes. He doesn't like people using him because of his name, like that Josh person. I don't know what his name is. A few months ago, just because he was famous, he used him just to get some more views, and it's wrong. Yeah, I can say, yeah, oh well, you're doing a video about these two just to get some views. I'm doing this video because of my situation with Greg, and I like Brandon Harding, but I'm not sticking up for Brandon completely because I know what it's like. And to be a YouTuber, you're under pressure to make good content, and if you're just doing prep work or you're doing bulking work, and bulking's much more boring than prep because actually you're not seeing no results, right? You want to do videos where they're interesting, where in the gym you're lifting maximum weight. And of course he's training with superstars, you know, with Chris Bumstead and people like that, who are now in a leisurely mind and they've got nothing to do at the moment until they start competing again, and they're lifting weights for fun. And you know, when you're with your mates at the gym, it happens. Even with me, you go off course a bit on what your actual training scheme is. You might actually do your training scheme and then think, well, you know what, I'm going to try a 1 max rep. And obviously Greg let him do that, but also told him not to do it. And Brandon might have not liked that, and that's the thing. Brandon's his own person. He is very, very driven, and he wants to make a big success in anything he does. And YouTube is by far the biggest thing he wants to succeed in. He's already succeeded in it, but I mean, like, he wants to probably get so many views and so many subscribers, you know, by a certain time. And he knows that that is basically his main source of money now, because you do get a lot of money when you get a lot of views. And he's probably gone off course with Greg, and Greg's probably bit at him and said stuff, and then he's kicked off, and it's probably that what I think is the main reason why he's got it. Also, the distance is probably not ideal, you know, and he wants probably somebody he can train with or somebody he can see quite a lot of times. And he probably saw all the actual evidence what Greg's done with other people he's worked with, and it probably was good at the time, but when he thought about it after, it wasn't. You know, he's had a lot of issues with where he's going and where he's staying. Is he going there? Is he staying here? Is he going to America? Is he staying there? You know, and he's got a lot of things in his life at the moment which confuse him, and he really probably needs somebody who can be with him quite a lot, you know, even if he's on one of his down days, which we've seen on YouTube plenty of times, where they can just go to him right there and then and give him a hug or whatever, you know, to support him. Because Brandon's, you can tell he's quite a emotional person deep down. He's got, you know, he's got something about him where he's honest, and he'll probably say stuff, but he will always apologize to it. And he has apologized to Greg already on one of his videos. But I just know what Greg's like, and he just thinks, oh, I know, I'll coach Brandon Harding because I know I will get loads more subscribers and I will get loads more money. Yeah. And the more success he gets, the more success I get on YouTube, because I will be the best coach on YouTube. That's all he thinks about. Basically, he's just using Brandon for money and making success for himself. I think he's actually probably used him more for YouTube and get views. His YouTube, it's gone massive since Brandon. I think he's got an extra 100,000 subscribers just because of Brandon Harding. So you got to think about all the things. Was he doing it the right way by coaching somebody famous? You know, because I don't know. Tell me what you think about what the situation is. You know, who are you with? Are you with Team Greg or Team Brandon? But one thing I think Brandon should really think about, like I said, I don't know who Callum is. You know, tell me if you know. If he wanted to be the next champion, the next Chris Bumstead, right, he's got the money now to do what he wants, get the coach he wants. Why not just get Chris Bumstead's coach? You know what I mean? If you really want to win something and you know somebody who's got that in their locker, who's trained, coached, and made somebody win Mr. Olympia, just get him. You know what I mean? If you want it that bad and you got the money, you just get the best coach in the world. You know, get one of the ones who've made Phil Heath or whoever. Just get it. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter how much it costs, doesn't matter what he does. I would listen to him. You know what I mean? If you've got a coach who's won titles with people, you listen to him no matter what. But if you're with a coach that really hasn't done much, you know, and you think, well, you know what, I know what I'm on about as well. Why should I listen to you? You know, I've done this and done that with my other coaches didn't do this, and that's why I think he should really think about it. I know he's got rid of a few coaches in the past, and I think hopefully Callum will put him in the right place and he will get his pro card this year because he deserves it. He has got the stature. He always goes on. He hasn't got no genetics and that, but you don't need genetics if you work hard enough, and he does work hard. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that, and I know it's a little video, but you know what? Some people have done it, so I'm gonna do it as well. Stay tuned for Sunday because I've got a good video, and yes, something is booked. I wonder what that could be.